And that is why we must agree Castlevania will still be the best game to animated adaptation we'll ever get at this point. Unless you've got a counterclaim. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, we're back with Bleach. At least I think we are. Are you even here?
No.
Firstly, yeah, there was some sort of skip in the last stream thing. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I was just making fun of Muramasa calling hollows spiritual beings. Because I thought that was weird to refer to them like that. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I was literally cut off like a sentence of something I said. Anyway, this set, we're gonna be going episodes 266 to 283. The War Against the Espada. And Batman. Dai loves Batman. Right, Dai?
Yes.
Well, the first episode we can skip because it was a recap episode. A straight 100% recap. Fuck off, Studio Pierrot. We sat through 40 episodes of filler. I didn't even remember this recap episode existing.
Well, you also watched Shun Sui, so you also hated yourself.
Well, anyway, just to quickly summarize, Hollybell's fighting Hitsugaya, Baragon's about to fight Soifone and Fat-Ass Marechio, Stark is fighting Shun Sui, while his Frazione Lillinette fights Ukitake. Ukiyora is about to make out with Ichigo, while Rukia is fighting Rudabone, or about to. You know, the head of the Hekies people.
Yeah, he's planting himself.
Yes, his release form, which he does right at the start of this, is a tree. Is it a tree or a plant? I mean, it has branches. Anyway.
Well, he...
What?
He's just a tree.
Yeah, and he can create an infinite army of soldiers, basically. And he's like, even though Aizen gave me the power of creation, he did not make me an Espada. And I don't know why. I don't get it. Am I not cool enough? And during this time, Renji and Chad are fighting a bunch of hollows, and that's when a giant new sand monster shows up. I believe the last one was voiced by Lex Lang, but this one is Paul St. Peter, aka Yami. But this time he's doing his nine-tailed fox voice. And I don't know. It's your typical comedic affair because Renji and Chad keep getting in each other's way while they're trying to work together. But I think we all know how this goes. I mean, it's a no-name sandy monster. Unless you've got anything to add. Renji even almost got his sword stolen. Yeah. Oh, and Uryu shows back up too, I guess, around this time as well. And he's like, well, I was more severely injured than Renji was, so that's what took so long. And Mayuri, he touched me. Woof. So, Uryu says he'll rush on to help Ichigo, while Renji and Chad rush over to Rukia to help her, because she's getting overwhelmed by the unlimited army of the Hekies. Meanwhile, Ichigo is fighting Ukiyora and standing up to him, making comments like, it's funny, I can read your movements much easier. Is that because I'm becoming more hollow-like, or are you becoming more human-like? I mean...
No, don't.
More human than human.
God.
And Ukiyora gets massively offended by this, like, what? I'm not human? How dare you? Humans are evil. I don't care if it looks like me and Orihime are influencing each other in any meaningful way. And, yeah, while they're having a fuck, Lovely and Minoli, the two Aran cars that tried assassinating Orihime last time, or fucking with her last time, show up. I thought these guys were dead.
Well, they are.
Well, I guess they weren't dead. Orihime did heal them when Grimmjow showed up. Anyway, Minoli's like, why do we have to kill her? What did she do to us? She did nothing wrong. She healed us. And Loi's like, no, I want to kill this bitch. Because, Aizen didn't notice me, senpai. And that's when Yami shows up. And, Loli gets so angry. She's like, no, you're not taking Orihime from me. So he nearly kills Loli. And kills Minoli straight out. So Orihime heals Loli again, and Loli goes release form to protect Orihime, going, I just don't want to owe you anything. That's the only reason I'm protecting. Orihime healed you last time, yet you didn't have this mindset before. The fuck? Actually, what the hell is Loli's release form even supposed to be? I know she released poison. What?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yami kills her, and oh yeah, if you're wondering why Ichigo didn't try stepping in this whole time, because Ukiyора's like, no, you're fighting me. If you want to help Orihime, you gotta beat me, because I love you, Ichigo. You don't need that woman in your life when you have me. So anyway, Yami kills Loli, and is like, now I'm going to kill you, Orihime, because Ukiyora says it's okay to. And that's when Uryu shows up. Holy shit, how many people are going to show up in this one damn room? And all revolving around Orihime.
17.5 people.
No, think about it. We basically played hot potato with Orihime, because first, Ukiyora, then Ichigo shows up here for Orihime, then Loli and Minoli show up for Orihime, Yami shows up and goes for Orihime, now Uryu's here to save Orihime. Like, fuck, man, it's like an orgy in this room. Anyway, Uryu and Yami basically go off to another location in the tower to fight, and yeah, Yami's an idiot, so this fight goes about as well as expected. Uryu ends up using the Sprenga on him that he did against Xylopero, and even makes comments saying, normally I can't use this technique in one-on-one fights, but you're such an idiot, you left yourself wide open and wouldn't shut up, so I had plenty of time to get everything set up for it.
What?
Yeah.
You're saying he's stupid.
I mean, he is. Oh, and also, Uryu shot up the support beams before coming to the top floor. So Yami ends up falling all the way to the bottom. Because he is a bottom, isn't he? Anyway. Yeah, so Yami's out of the picture. And now we go to Ichigo versus Ukiyora, and I guess we'll get through this fight first and foremost. So, Ukiyora keeps provoking Ichigo, come on, go Visored, Holofy for me. I want to fight you at your strongest. I can't take you seriously.
Become Maximumer.
Become the power of a turkey. So Ichigo says he'll give Ukiyora what he wants, Holofies, and starts pushing Ukiyora back. Ukiyora is forced to retreat to above the canopy of Las Noches, so they are fighting above the sky, or above the fake sky, I guess. Because they're on the roof now, aren't they?
The sky was painted the whole time. Oh wait, we already knew that.
Yeah, Uryu makes a comment saying, what? Las Noches' sky was fake? Which, I mean, makes sense he didn't know about it. Rukia was the only one who was told by Aruneri. There, I said the name fully. No one has to ever make me say it again.
You underestimate them.
Anyway, Ukiyora explains that there is 2 rules within Las Noches. One, you're not allowed to release a Gran Rey Cero if you're an Espada 4 higher. Or release your form if you're a top-ranking Espada either, while inside Las Noches. Because both would really fuck its shit up. Actually, I think he just said Gran Rate Zero, which means... What? Does that mean Yami's not allowed to release that either? It's Yami. He sucks.
I don't think he knows how.
But yeah, so they basically can't... They're not allowed to release their full power and go Resurrection without being outside of Las Noches if they're ranked 4 or above. Which is why they're on the roof now. Because Ukiyora becomes Batman! And... Yeah. I mean, he's literally Batman. Don't you keep calling him that because he's a bat?
He is Batman.
And... Yeah... Ichigo does a full-powered Getsuga, and it doesn't do much. Ukiyora makes short work of him, and Ichigo gets back up after getting his ass kicked. He's like, I'm not giving up. And Ukiyora says, well, perhaps it's because I haven't shown you true despair, because Danganronpa's here now, bitch. And then he goes, Super Batman!
I mean, he just...
What?
It mostly is just him taking off his clothes and having more fur.
He's a furry. Well, actually, does all of his forms have a tail?
The only playable version of him in Soul Resurrection.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny when you get to this fight as normal Ichigo while they're still in the tower in Soul Resurrection, and Ichigo's fighting Ukiyora in this form while in the tower. Doesn't really make sense.
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Anyway, Ukiyora makes a comment saying, I am the only Espada to find a second Resurrection form like this. Not even Lord Aizen knows about this power. There's something Aizen doesn't know?
I believe it.
So, Ichigo, of course, makes a comment saying, I'm not fighting you because I think I can win. I'm fighting you because I have to win. I don't give a damn how powerful you are. And it leads to Ukiyora putting a hole through Ichigo. Right as Orihime and Uryu arrive. Yeah, Uryu showed back up and Orihime asked him to take her up to the roof because during the fight, obviously they could sense everything going on. And, I mean, hey, it's a much bigger hole this time, isn't it, than the last time Ukiyora put one in Ichigo?
Hole in one.
No guts, no glory.
Except the hole's even bigger.
Woof. Anyway, Orihime rushes to try healing Ichigo while Uryu is about to have a very, very bad day. He tries taking on Ukiyora. And yes, he might have made short work of Yami, but he gets owned hard by Ukiyora. He even gets bitch slapped by Ukiora's tail. And his arm broken. Yeah. If you want to count that to the arm counter, that's up to you guys, I guess.
No, that only counts if we're talking about Daredevil.
Yeah, that fucking Netflix series, man, that had a lot of broken arms, didn't it?
Broken arms, hands,
yeah.
faces.
We're getting off topic here. Car had door slams. Anyway, yeah, Uryu can't even do shit to Ukiyora and has made a joke out of him, or by him. While Orihime can't heal Ichigo and is crying, yelling, help me, Ichigo. Huh, Stephanie Shea yelling, help me from Johnny on Bosch. Thus urging Johnny on Bosch's character to awaken Summon 8 power within him to come back from unconsciousness. Haven't seen this before, have we?
No. Not at all.
Anyway, Ichigo goes full-blown Devil Trigger. It's completely different than when Kyrie was yelling for Nero in DMC4 when Nero was knocked out. Oh, okay, yeah, they totally did this on purpose. Definitely. This was not a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence.
The sad part is it was just a coincidence.
A coincidence? You're welcome. Send all this hate mail his way. It's his fault for letting that happen.
That pun was so hollow, I don't even know how to react.
You just made it worse.
Anyway, so yes, Ichigo gets hollow wings and turns into a full hollow and charges straight for Ukiyora. Yeah, except this is this like super hollow Ichigo. And if we're talking about Soul Resurrection, I don't like playing as this version of Ichigo in that game. I don't know, its playstyle wasn't for me. Anyway, yeah, Ukiyora gets his arm sliced off here. Is it sliced off or ripped? Does Ichigo actually rip it off?
Yes.
Point is, he gets his arm taken off. You can add that one to the counter. Yeah, like, Ukiyora gets fucked up by Hollow-Fied Ichigo, which, of course, Ichigo has no control over what the hell he's doing. And he's using Sonito, and firing Cerdos, too. And Ukiora's perplexed like this, saying, he's just a human that tried getting the powers of a Hollow, sure, but he couldn't be an actual Hollow, could he? Yes. And that's when Ukiyora tries launching his ultimate attack, which does what now, Dai? You explain it.
Causes a big explosion. That's
it? That's boring, Ukiyora, come on.
A big green explosion.
Oh, that's much better. Oh yeah, and Ukiyora also did fire a Cero during the fight earlier on, the black Cero. But, yeah, he gets taken out by Ichigo. It's not even much of a match. He's overwhelmed by him.
I mean, it was an explosion caused from just a fucking javelin. Reishi, Yeah,
Uryu even reacted because Ukiora's like, huh, I missed. I guess I'll have to try again. And Uryu's like, wait, he can do an attack like that multiple times? You shitting me?
Yeah, this really just shows the gap between everyone 4 and below.
You mean 5 and below?
Or 5 and below.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Ukiora's on the ground and is like, I can't believe I lost to a human/hollow thing. Damn it. And Ichigo's about to kill him, and Ukiora's like, no mercy. Should have expected as much from a hollow. Doesn't Ichigo try choking him out, too? At this point? Like, I know he tries beating the shit out of him while he's on the ground, too. And Uryu tries stopping him.
Yep. You get the choking in.
Come on, Ichigo. Ukiora's your lover. We don't need domestic violence disputes between you two. Anyway, so Ichigo turns his attention to Uryu and is, yeah, again, not in his right mind. Fighting purely on instinct. Just like in the Zanpakuto arc, Dai?
Get out of here. Go fall in love with the sword beast.
I mean, that sword beast was Ben Diskin. Anyway, Ukiyora manages to get one final attack in on Ichigo while his back's turned, thus knocking him down, and yeah, Ichigo reverts back to his normal human form. With no memory of the shit he did. And Ukiyora, oh, that was one thing Ukiyora tried explaining during the fight. That among all of the Espadas, his regeneration ability is the quickest, while he's still able to remain powerful. He can regenerate any limbs and everything like that really quickly.
I mean, it was established early on when he broke his eye.
Yeah. How do you break an eye?
By using ability to project what you've seen. You don't remember the shatter sound it made?
I guess that's true.
He's all glass eyes.
Yeah, but unfortunately, after the battle, he realizes, he's like, my limbs are regenerating, but my internal organs are too fucked up. I've lost this fight. And, yeah, upon Ichigo waking up, and Ukiyora saying, let's finish this battle before it's too late, Ichigo's like, wait, what's wrong with your limbs? If your limbs are like that, then cut off my arm and leg too! We need it to be a fair fight! And even Uryu says, like, Ichigo's pushing it a bit far here, with the whole honor thing. And before Ukiyora can actually listen to Ichigo's request, he starts breaking down. It's too late. But before he dies, he asks Orihime one last time if she's afraid of him, and Orihime says she's not anymore. And Ukiyora realizes what a heart truly is. He found love. Nah, we're memeing, but honestly, this is actually a really good scene and one of the strongest ones in this arc. Ukiyora holds his hand out to Orihime's and makes the whole palm, or seeing a heart in the palm of the hand reference. And then he ends up dying. He turns to dust.
An Elysian tile.
That's a really underrated game. But yeah, the symbolism of leaving his heart with Orihime now, so Orihime will be the one to remember him. Again, it's a really good moment. People say Bleach isn't well written at times.
It's not.
Anyway, now normally we don't bring up episode previews, but there was one that happened during this segment that I have to because it was fucking hilarious. You know which one, right, Dai?
What?
Orihime is asking, can someone do the preview? Ichigo's too injured to do it. And Ukiyora says, don't worry, I'll fill in for him. And she says, oh, okay. Well, will you wear an afro rig and a tight-fitting afro wig and a tight-fitting dress and dance like Yoruichi did during the credits? And Ukiyora just goes, what? I think that might be one of my favorite previews that we've gotten to date. It's like, what the fuck? Anyway. We now cut back to Rukia and Renji and Chad versus Rudabone. And yeah, they end up finding out his weakness. Because one of them says, he's just like a plant. And that gives Rukia the bright idea, plants hate the cold. So Chad and Renji distract all of his soldiers while Rukia attacks the tree directly and freezes all the branches so he can't make any more soldiers. And I don't know, Rudabone was kind of an arrogant dick. He's like, no one can defeat my power. Rukia defeated the Knight Espada, you dumbass. And Renji took on Xylopero and was able to do serious damage to him. So it just comes across like this guy's an idiot.
No, he just thinks he has what it takes to be an Espada.
Yeah. Well, anyways, after the branches are frozen.
If you're not stronger than Yami, you could get the fuck out of here.
Speaking of which, Rudabone gets murked, and that's when Yami shows up, much bigger than before. And yeah, he starts transforming and becoming a kaiju, and the number on him changes from a 10 to a 0.
And he has little caterpillar legs, too. It's really dumb looking.
And he did make the comment saying, were you under the impression Espadas were ranked 1 through 10? No, it's 0 through 9, you ignorant fools. Which, to be fair, he's not wrong. Everyone just assumed it was 1 through 10. And Renji asks here, hey, Rukia, Chad, have you guys ever fought an Espada? And I have to point this out because it makes Renji look like a dumbass when Xylopero told him how Rukia nearly died fighting Arunieru Arureri, and fuck, I had to say that name again. Anyway,
You did it to yourself.
Renji, I know the joke is you're not very bright, but come on, man. Anyway.
I mean, he is related I mean, to be fair, he is related to Ichigo.
That's right, they're brothers. According to the Bout arc. That joke was hilarious. Actually, yeah, Chad even said at one point during this whole thing, he's like, you know, the way you fight and act, you remind me a lot of Ichigo. But yeah, so they try attacking Yami, and of course, it doesn't work at all. Since Yami is Espada Zero. At the very least, like, his destructive power looks like he's got a shit ton of it.
He shot out white.
Yes, a lot of power. A lot of powwow. But we'll get back to that at a later time, because now it's back to the world of the living. So first, we have Hitsugaya versus Hollybell. Okay. Now, to get the silliness out of the way, Hitsugaya refers to her as Hollybell during the first fight, or first episode of their fight. And then the very next episode, during one of the cooldown moments of their skirmish, he says, "Tell me your name, Espada." Like, you just called her Hollybell 2 minutes ago, man. What is with your people's memory in this show? Like, Renji forgetting about Rukia's fight, Hitsugaya forgetting names. Anyway.
Goldfish.
Well, Hollybell goes Resurrection, and she's a shark. A shark girl. And just because of that, there's going to be a shit ton of VTuber references to Garga in the chat, aren't there? Or Gargara, that's her name. Damn it.
Yes.
Anyway. Okay, so she's a shark. What the hell is her abilities, Dai? Besides water.
Water.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh. I was expecting a little more to it, but... Alright. Yeah, and Hitsugaya is like, I can turn any water you make into ice for my Hyorimaru. And then she's like, well, I can do the same to your ice. Oh, well, shit, I guess we're at a stalemate. What do we do?
Get even more ice.
So Hitsugaya's Bankai flowers are down to, what is it, like 6 now instead of 12? Because he usually starts with 12. Or something like that.
Yeah, even though for the majority of this fight, they weren't there till the scene where they're brought up.
You know, I didn't even notice that. But, wow. I guess they were too much of a pain in the ass to draw for the animators.
Yeah. Also, don't forget about the fake arm cut.
Wait, what?
What?
You mean Hollybell's or his?
His.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! Yeah, Hollybell thinks she kills him off or whatever, and you talk about the ice clone thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she charges for Yamamoto, which, let's be real, I don't think that fight would have gone well for her. You're a water type going up against a fire type. I know you might be thinking, well, water puts out fire. I don't think that would work in this sense. Anyway, it turns out Hitsugaya survived and he just used an ice clone to gauge her abilities. It's like, I didn't think you'd improve that much in your Resurrection, but I had precautions. And he uses his technique that he doesn't like using in Bankai because it's hard to control. Controlling the weather! And he brings up the point saying how you can find water anywhere and all water turns to ice, including in the atmosphere of the sky itself. And yeah, what the fuck does this flower technique even do that he makes?
It makes it snow from the sky.
Yeah, and he said when the 100 flowers bloom, your life will come to an end. And Holly Bell is...
And each one that hits you blooms into an ice flower.
Yeah, so she's turned into an ice flower and frozen in ice.
A giant ice pillar.
So Hitsugaya won his fight, guys! Yay! That's one of the Espadas down. Now moving over to Soifone and Marechio versus Baragon.
Why is he still there?
I don't know. Soifone calls him a dumbass, and Marechio makes a comment saying, "Hey, that's not a very nice thing to say about my ass." Like, why? Anyway, Baragon, well, his ability is anything close to him ages until it rots. And he goes Resurrection and becomes a skeleton man.
A skeleton man.
Kind of like Death from Castlevania. And he's got a bitchin' voice filter on him, too. Anyway, it's here where Baragon explains each Espada represents a certain thing of death. Stark represents solitude, Baragon is senescence, basically meaning all things age. Hollybell was sacrifice. Ukiyora was despair, wasn't he? Pretty sure that was his, wasn't it?
Maybe?
Yeah, Xylopera was madness. I know Yami's was rage. Ardenier's was greed. And I'm not saying the full name. Shortened it. Anyway. I can't remember what I can't remember what Nuetra's, Grimmjow, or Zamari's were. But I mean, it makes sense. If you remember Ukiyora, if he, like, being despair and all, his whole thing is he liked fucking with people's heads until they broke down. When he calls out his Zanpakuto, it even is called In Prison. Because he wants to make a prison of your mind.
And have a one-sided fight that you need to turn into a hollow to stand a chance against.
Yeah. But hey, in the end, Ukiyora learned what it was like to be human, so good for him. But yeah, so Baragon, basically anything that he touches rots, and he ends up getting his shit on Soifone's arm. And Soifone's forced to tell Marechio to sever her arm because it's only bone. So, hey, look, another arm counter. Wow, we're getting a few this time, huh?
Yeah. Really gotta hand it to them.
Yeah. And this is why I made a comment in the Diazire thing that there's a character kind of like inspired from Bleach. You can watch that for more detail. Ha, shameless plug-in.
No, not the plug-ins.
No, but the character Kane in
crashing.
Diazire has the exact same ability. One of his abilities is anything near him rots like this and ages to dust. Anyway. Well, Marechio is forced to distract him while Soifone gets ready to use her Bankai. So Marechio has the bright idea of like, oh, I'm going to use my Zon... Wait a minute, my Zanpakuto hits him, it'll age and break. Shit. Oh, wait a minute, I got his weakness. Keto.
Not like it will even take all that much to break it. It was broken by a fucking punch.
I think Doc back in the Bound arc broke it too, like it was nothing.
And now... and now we prove that Renji isn't the worst at Keto.
Yeah, Marechio uses Keto and it blows up in his face, worse than Renji. Like, I don't even think he got the shot to fire.
He is a...
Renji can at least make the shot fire, he just can't aim it very well or control it, so it will, like, detonate prematurely usually. But still... He used that to his advantage against Xylopero. He's like, yeah, I suck at Keto, but hey, at point blank, it's gonna hurt you like shit. Renji's just an idiot. I mean, he does try something where he tries making the building fall on Baragon. I guess that's at least one strategy. And yeah, it doesn't go well, obviously. But before Baragon can put an end to Maurecchio, Soifone shows up in her bitchin' new Bankai. And it's one most people did not expect coming, I'm pretty sure. What, is she wearing a full suit of armor with a cannon? Yeah, the opening spoils this, from what you were saying, right?
It spoils a lot of things.
Yeah, it even spoiled Batman, even though that didn't happen till like 6 or 7 episodes in.
It spoiled the final scene with Batman. I mean...
What, you mean with him holding out his hand to Orihime?
Yes.
What? Why would you do that? But yeah, so Soifone, she makes a comment earlier, she hates using her Bankai. She fucking can't stand it. And now we know why. Again, it's a literal cannon. Because bitches love cannons. And I don't know, isn't it armor too that she can't move in?
No.
Yeah, because she was saying she can't move freely in it because of the new thing that it put on her. Or some shit.
I mean, it does... I mean, it's that big.
Well, she fires it at Baragon. And that's it for Baragon. Definitely. Yep.
Yep.
100%. He's dead. Yep. Anyway. Now we go over to Stark versus Shun Sui. It turns out Stark admits that he had divided his power between himself and Lilynette, and he calls Lilynette to him after her comedic fight with Ukitake. Because Ukitake's like, huh, that's right, keep trying to attack me. Oh, nope, you missed. Go again. And Stark... What?
Missed again.
Missed again? Fairy Tail?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna slap you, you fuck.
But okay, so Stark calls Lilynette over because yeah, he's having trouble with Shun Sui. And Lilynette turns into a gun. And Shun Sui a gunza. Yeah, it is twin pistols. Just like Soul Eater. I want to be surprised if this was Kuba one day going, you know, Soul Eater was really cool. I should have people that turn into weapons. In fact, someone that turns into twin pistols. Yeah. She even talks while she's in gun form with a similar filter on too.
Yeah, but no one's ever heard of Soul Eater.
Soul Eater's fucking great. Yes, shamelessly plugging Soul Eater here too. Go watch it. Anyway, Shun Sui it's time to get serious, so he takes off his kimono. And yeah, Stark's guns are able to fire those Ceros at rapid speed. But that's when Ukitake shows up, deflecting Stark's Ceros with one of his own. Using talismans or some shit? And he makes a comment saying that using talismans, he can alter the opponent's attacks slightly to throw them off.
Talisman's hanging off of his sword. He absorbs it through one sword, then shoots it out the other.
Oh, it's kind of a cool ability. Stark makes a comment saying, wow, you might carry yourself like a gentleman, but you're a real nasty trickster, aren't you? Huh. Wonder if that comment's appropriate at any time. Anyway. So their fight continues, and that's when everyone's favorite character, Wonder Why, shows up. With a blob monster. Wonder Why's priority die? Anyway, it's at this time we also around this point get inside the flames where Aizen is, and I gotta address the elephant in the room. We had another voice actor change, and this one is real shit. Tosin, who was David Rasner before, is now voiced by Brian Palermo, someone who's known for being Kaji in Bungo Stray Doggies, and who was Akihiro Kurata in Digimon Data Squad, and that's it. I mean that. His other roles are one-offs or ad voices. That won't mean, like, an episode of something.
And it shows.
Dude, some of his lines almost sounded on par with Andrew Ruthven.
No, they were not. Nothing's that bad.
No, I was being a dick. No, but his performance is terrible. Because it's like, because Tosin is supposed to come across as calm and collected, and it's like he got that direction, and it's like, calm and collected. Emotionless!
The emo.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
It just works.
It's not Bethesda. Anyway. So, yeah. He changed for the worse, and that's the thing, like, Kenpachi being Patrick Seitz, yeah, the change isn't very good. Patrick Seitz doesn't fit the character, but at least he's a great voice actor. This time, though. Anyway, back to the plot stuff. So, Wonder-Wise, does a really high-pitched scream breaking the ice that had shrined in Holly Bell. Because she was a waifu enshrined. I know you people. I know every one of you is into Holly Bell. Don't lie to me.
Well, a bunch of weirdos.
Anyway, so Holly Bell has been set free. And Wonder-Wise also... What? Does he scream away the dust that was around Baragon from the Bankai?
Yeah.
I mean... Sure, I guess.
That one wasn't even necessary.
Yeah. Baragon is back too, and the blob monster eats the flames from Ryujin Jaka, freeing Aizen, Gin, and... Okay, you know what? Fuck it, we gotta come up with a name for him. He's no longer the blonde Nuka Samurai man. Now, he's just Token. I'm sorry. This isn't Tosin anymore, alright? So from now on, he's Token.
There's like a letter off from it anyways.
I wonder if people are going to get the running joke that whenever someone's voice actor is replaced by someone we don't think sounds as good, we always change one letter of their name. Anyway. So, yeah. But before things can get any worse for everyone, because everyone's like, oh shit, we're fucked, everyone's here, the Vizards finally show up. After 57 episodes, yeah, I counted. 57 episodes after the pendulum arc of them going, it's time to go take on Aizen. Which is why half the next episode is recapping the pendulum arc, and it's really dumb because, hey, Udahara's back to Michael Lindsay again.
We didn't even care enough to redub it.
Holy shit. Studiopolis. Anyway. So yeah, after the recap, again, man, like a recap in an episode and a half here, man. These recaps already get pretty lengthy as it is at the beginning of each ep. But yeah, so the Vizards are all here now, and they're of course, they're trying to play it off like, cool, well, we hate Soul Reapers, but we hate Aizen more, so we're your friends, for now. They're very tsundere. But that before anything could happen, the blob monster spits out a bunch of Gillians. And yeah, all the Vizards split up to join different fights. So first, Mashiro ends up doing the Mashiro kick to the blob monster, killing it. I think she kills Wonder-Wise too, doesn't she? Maybe.
I mean, not kill him, not...
Just hit him. I
doubt it.
Yeah, well, she hit him. We don't know if he's dead. It's inconclusive. Anyway, time for pure stupid, and I knew we were getting here. Hiyori and Lisa go join Hitsugaya to take on Holly Bell. So yes, we have Laura Bailey taking on Laura Bailey, while Mashiro, as Laura Bailey, is fighting Gillians and other hollows in the background.
And Holubel also forgets that they pretty much just lost the last fight, and they're talking shit like they're so tough.
I mean, I guess the ice didn't kill her. Maybe she could have broken out eventually? I don't fucking know. But yeah, so Hachi joins Soifon's fight. Rojiro and Love join Shun Sui's fight. And Shinji gets ready to take on Aizen when Ichigo steps in to take him on. Now you might be wondering, what about Kensei, the last one? No, seriously, why is he here?
He took out a Gillian.
Okay, writing tip, if you have too many characters to find, like, actual real things for them to do, you might want to scale back on that character even being there. Because it makes it look really dumb. And makes that character in particular look fucking useless. This is why we said earlier there were way too many Vizards. But
no,
alright.
there were not.
So the first fight that gets focused is Baragon's fight. With Hachi using his barriers in a really unique way. He surrounds Baragon in barriers to protect them from the aging attack that he has. Oh yeah, Baragon also pulls out a bitch and scythe too. I think he might have done that earlier. Making him really Death from Castlevania.
I mean, he calls it a guillotine.
But a guillotine is what the main Ren uses in DA Zero. The connection keeps going, die. That's what he uses. He uses a guillotine blade.
Yeah, I mean, you can say it looks scythe-like. Just if you want to. He doesn't really use it much. Because he likes to spam his aging attack instead.
I mean, wouldn't you? It's OP as fuck. And from his perspective, he's not wrong. There is next to no defense for it until Hachi arrived.
Yeah, she's surrounded by a barrier with a little window there too.
Yeah, and Hachi tells Soifone to charge up her Bankai again. While Marecchio's there to look pretty, I guess.
He's there to make you realize why does he even exist?
I think he's meant to be the evidence. He's meant to be the proxy of the audience because he's like, "Whoa, what are they doing?" Like he's the reactionary character at this point. That's all he is in this. But yeah, Soifone only agrees to help him if Hachi will trap Urahara in a barrier, or his strongest barrier, for a month, and Hachi agrees. Man, she really hates Urahara. Oh. It's because Yoruichi and Urahara. Never mind, I get the reason now. She's jealous.
Urahara.
Hey, Urahara is awesome.
He rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
You want to reword it?
Okay. Okay, you just roboted really
bad. Yeah, I
know.
know. That's why I repeated it. You want to reword it?
Yes.
But alright. Okay. So Baragon breaks through the barriers, and right when the cannon hits him. He's severely damaged, but still alive. Oh, and it's explained here how he survived the last cannon blast, because he aged it right before it detonated, causing it to basically blow up prematurely.
So, thus making the screaming the dust away pointless.
Yeah, he was fine.
Pointless as fuck.
But yeah. And Baragon's like, I am a king! I am a deity! And that's when Hachi came up with the bright idea saying, oh, actually, I found out your weakness. Didn't you notice something missing? Hachi's right arm is gone! Added to the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really gotta hand it to Baragon.
So, Baragon basically has a barrier around himself at all times that prevents himself from aging. So Hachi basically infected his arm with the aging shit and got it inside that barrier, and literally inside of Baragon.
Well, it got affected by it because Baragon still survived.
Yeah.
And broke out of the barrier by getting really angry.
Yep, so now the arm is inside Baragon. Woof! Talk about a fisting. Handy J? Happy ending? What, how many more euphemisms do I need to use?
Too many, apparently.
But anyways, we get Baragon's backstory. So yes, he was the king of Hueco Mundo. Inside Las Noches, which he called his castle when Aizen and crew arrived. And
well, it was at the top of it, and it was just a desolate throne.
Yeah, even Tosen's like, wait.
Or,
I'm sorry, Token was like, wait, this is a castle? Are you serious? Are you an idiot?
Yeah.
And Aizen's like, well, I just have a question. Take a look at my Zanpakuto. And it's at that point, you know, yep, Baragon's fucked. That's what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, he fell under the hypnotic thing of Kyoku Suigetsu, aka the most bullshit ability in the entire franchise. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
And before someone tries bringing up stuff that might happen later, follow along with the anime, people. Come on. Anyway, don't be spoilers.
You know doesn't mean you should spoil it. That just makes you an asshole.
Yeah, that's my job to be a dick. But okay, so Baragon, he's forced to basically submit to Aizen. And he's like, you bastard, I am a king, I will never die, I will get my revenge! And they think he's going after Hachi, but nope. He wants to take Aizen down with him.
Yeah.
That's who he wanted vengeance on, because he...
Also, I'm starting to think there's a different reason for him being number 2. Just because Aizen wanted to fuck with him.
Yeah, because, dude, honestly, his ability is really fucking OP. Like, I don't know if Shun Sui could have taken him. It was honestly great matchup. That's the only reason I think they really won. Because if they didn't have someone like Hachi there, how could they have realistically pulled it off with an ability like that?
Yeah.
But, yeah. Don't let that fool you, though. Stark is still OP as fuck. At the very least, I would probably say he's on Baragon's level in terms of strength, as we're about to find out. But yeah, Baragon gets murked by Aizen, meaning his vengeance went unfulfilled.
Because he was dying.
Yeah. Oh, I thought Aizen actually did put the killing blow on him. He died before he could make it to him.
He threw with his thing as a last ditch thing since he was dying and stuff.
And it didn't work, did it? Obviously.
No, it turned to dust with him. It became Elysian.
Oh yeah, and Gian Ichimaru does. Oh my. In the exact voice too at this point too. Because of course he does. Yeah. Or damn it, Decay. Anyway. Now we focus on the Stark fight. Where Shun Sui is, I guess, resting a bit. Ukitake is... Actually, what the fuck is Ukitake doing?
Yes.
Refer back to what I said about Kensei. Anyway, Rojiro and Love show up and are here to fight. And they release their Zanpakutos with... So isn't Love's just a spike club?
A giant spiked club.
And Rojiro's was a whip?
Yeah,
or something like that.
Whip-like thing with a spiked ball on the end of it. And as we establish later, he can also channel Keto through it.
So he's like a Belmont.
and make it explode and stuff.
Rojiro Belmont.
No.
Well, anyway. Yeah. Stark is like, man, all three of them at once. I could take them, but it would be tough. That's when Lillinette tells him to stop screwing around and use his real power.
No, it's just... no,
what?
2.
Oh, yeah, because Shun Sui's not there. He's resting.
He is resting, quote unquote.
Yeah. Well, Stark goes high in the sky and proves that his first name really is indeed Coyote by summoning wolves. And apparently you find out that his true power is he split his power or part of his soul into each one of the wolves, and when they detonate, they cause a massive explosion more powerful than a Zero. So, yeah, Rojiro and Love get fucked up by this really badly. And before Stark can do the finishing blow, Shun Sui strikes him from behind.
Wolf.
Exactly. Yes, there were wolves here, Dai. Anyway. And that's when, Stark's like, that was very uncharacteristic of you. It's like, what? Well, I think, you don't know me very well. As long as we win, who gives a shit if you fight dirty a little bit here or there? And then he makes a comment of how Zanpakuto works. How it likes to play games.
Would you like to play a game?
I mean, we got a little bit in the one-off episode. You know, with, Nanao and Katen Kyokotsu. How the smaller one liked fucking with things, treating it like a game. Anyway.
This isn't a game.
Clock Tower reference?
The best clock tower.
Well, the first game that he explains is Takaoni, where the person on the higher ground wins. It's over, Stark. I have the high ground. You want to slap me for that one too, don't you?
No, you'll get slapped eventually on your own.
And then the second game that they're playing at the same time is Kageoni, where you have to step on a person's shadow to win. I don't know, these games sound kind of annoying to play. And yeah, it ends up building up to where Shun Sui starts taking out the Dogus, because Stark was going to use the Dogus to step on Shun Sui's shadow. But it doesn't this lead to Lillinette getting killed in the end? Because she shared part of her soul with the doggies too.
She was the dogs, because his guns disappeared once the dogs showed up.
Yeah. And now we get Stark's backstory. His spiritual pressure was so strong that anyone near him died from it. So he was so lonely.
He was so ugly that everyone died.
Anyway, yeah, so he split his soul in half to create Lillinette. Which means when they were whole, he was a hermaphrodite, I knew it! Because he was a man and a woman at the same time. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not crazy.
No.
Anyway. So, yeah. Aizen ends up showing up and recruiting Stark by promising him there are other strong Iran cars there, or Paul is there. They weren't turned into Iran cars yet, because, you know, he hadn't used the Hyogyoku on them yet. That he could be with. Yeah. And Stark's like, we'll take you up on your offer. We're tired of being alone.
But in the end, he was alone.
Yep. It ends up building up to where Shun Sui is forced to put down Stark. I mean, they have one more game they play where you're supposed to shout out the color of where you're going to strike. And Stark shouts out white. And Shun Sui's like, wait, That color could damage both you and I critically. You guessed the right color. But it doesn't mean much in the end. Shun Sui still puts him down. And I don't know, this was sad. It wasn't like Baragon. Actually, you actually feel bad for Stark. At least I did. Don't you wish he survived, I mean, him and Shun Sui could have been buddies.
Oh well, you win some, you lose some.
Wolves?
Oh, Keith.
You know, the sad part is just, I guarantee it's not going to be the last time we hear Keith. Anyway,
You're
now,
damn straight it's not.
back to the Holly Bell fight, which means, yes, she is one of the last Espadas to survive. Someone likes her a lot. Clearly Kuba wanted that one to live. But it doesn't go so well. So Hiyori and Lisa release their Zanpakutos. And Hiyori's is, what, Giant Claymore?
A giant claymore with, like, serrated edge. We don't even get to see much of it.
Yeah, and Lisa's is a glaive, I think you said?
Yeah.
But yeah. And obviously during this fight, Hitsugaya is arguing with Hiyori too, because she keeps calling him short, and Hitsugaya's like, what? You're shorter than me! And Lisa's there making comments saying, like, well, I guess I'll leave you two lovebirds to it. Oh no. No, the shipper community, they're gonna get really invested into this.
Zanpakuto fell in love. Wait a minute, I think I said the wrong thing.
Do you think Hitsugaya and Hiyori could ever be a ship?
No, that sounds stupid. Well, I guess it's better than shipping anyone with Momo.
You know, I don't think anyone would argue with that. And no, I'm just memeing. I don't mind you shipper people most of the time. We'll see how this goes.
But we're not joking about the Momo thing.
Yeah, that's legit. Anyway, so Holly Bell is struggling against all of them, obviously. I mean, she was struggling against Hitsugaya one-on-one, from what we saw earlier. And that's when Aizen shows up and is like, I've seen enough.
You're boring me.
And Holly Bell's like, what? What do you mean? Slice.
Fight online.
What? I turned you off, TTS. Fuck you. Why are you defaultly starting on? I turned you off like 3 times. But anyways.
Because you fucked up.
Anyway,
Again.
yes, Aizen beat Holly Bell in a fight online. That's definitely what happened.
You really need to check this thing next time.
I did.
You're a boring man.
You gotta quadruple, triple check.
Well, that's your opinion. Anyway, yeah, so Holly Bell gets taken out, and that's where we leave it for now. Anyway, yeah.
For as much trash as she was talking, really wasn't going so well with 3-on-1. But you remember what she said.
She's an idiot. Yeah, so all that's left now is Geen, Aizen, and Tosin.
No.
A chamber room. But alright.
No, you mean Token. Come on.
Oh, you're right. I didn't say either name correct. Anyway. I don't know. This set of Bleach was fucking awesome, though. Finally. Until next time, though, guys, let us know what you thought of this. Don't want this to drag on any longer. Unless you have anything to say, Di. Oh, yeah, and these episodes were directed by Susan Goldish herself this time. And the dub for this episode, other than, actually, I can't think of anything that was really off about it.
You know, besides Laura Bailey fighting herself.
Yeah, 3 Laura Baileys. Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. But alright. Let us know what you thought of this one. And someone in chat said I bored them. I'm sorry, person. I thought it was love, okay? But I guess not. Anyway. Well, let us know what you thought. I hope you all enjoyed these set of Bleach. And next time, we'll be back with 284 to 298. So, anything to say offensive, Die?
Your face.
Oh.
Anyways.
I thought you were going to mean what that person said. And said you're boring like a hooker on the street corner.
You're boring like the One Piece fan base.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. If you're gonna call me boring, all right, just say you gotta go all in, okay? Say you're boring like a hooker on the street corner that doesn't take off her clothes. Come on, man. No, you got it. I'm sorry. You all right? If you're gonna do that, go all the way. Don't be a pussy about it. Don't do that. Just say.
What has a hooker ever done to you?
I remember, man. I told you the story. I told you the story, Die. I was pimped out on the street, okay? I was skull-fucked on a daily basis. It's why I can relate to Tosin.
Happy now to have something to rage about.
What?
What?
Oh, fair enough. Anyway. Reminded me of my trauma. I'm out of here. Can't take. Hope you all have a good day, and thank you all so much for watching. And hey, even if we bored you, fine. Fuck it. Share it with people that you think are dicks. Bore the shit out of them. Doesn't matter to me. Anyway, till next time, guys. Hope you all have a good day and all that stuff. Thanks again. Ichigo!